No statue stands for him. No banners wave his name. No crowd rises today to roar the name of Ray Kennedy. And yet, he conquered England. He conquered Europe. He fought battles no stadium ever saw. At Arsenal, he rose from the coal dust of Seaton Delaval to deliver a historic double, clinching the league title at White Hart Lane. At Liverpool, he became the silent architect of a dynasty. 5 league titles, 3 European Cups, all built on quiet resilience, not noise. And as the medals gleamed, an invisible enemy was already tightening its grip, relentless, merciless, silent. Ray Kennedy fought longer than most men could dream. Not for fame, not for applause, but simply because that's who he was. Today, few remember the boy who refused to surrender, the man who lifted empires while fighting a war no one could see. This isn't just a story about football, it's a story about silent courage, victory without vanity, strength without a spotlight. Subscribe if you believe true greatness doesn't demand remembrance, it earns it, because Ray Kennedy's name deserves to echo louder than ever. Before the medals, before the roars of Anfield, before the battles no fan could see. Ray Kennedy was just a quiet boy on the coal-dusted streets of Seaton Delaval. Born 28th July 1951 in a village carved by miners and hardship, Ray didn't grow up with stadium lights. He had a wall, a battered ball, and a stubborn dream. At 16, he chased hope south to a trial at Port Vale where the legendary Sir Stanley Matthews watched. The verdict was swift. "Too slow," Matthews said. Most boys would have believed it. Not Ray Kennedy. He went home, took a job at the local sweet factory, and trained alone at night, kicking the ball against crumbling walls until the stars disappeared. His father remembered it clearly. He'd stay out for hours, no coach, no crowd, just that fire inside him that wouldn't die. Destiny wasn't handed to Ray Kennedy. He forged it, kick by silent kick. Destiny found him, not with fanfare, but with quiet opportunity. In 1968, Arsenal scouts came north to watch another boy, but it was Ray Kennedy they noticed, the one who moved like he had music in his feet. Arsenal signed him not as a star, but as an apprentice. He fought his way through the reserves, grinding through the mud and rain, lifting Arsenal's reserve team to the Combination League title, a first quiet taste of victory. Lifting Arsenal's second team to a Combination League title. In November 1969, he made his first team debut, a Fairs Cup match against Glentoran. Steady, silent, unstoppable. Then came 1970-71, the season that would write his name into Arsenal's history. Injuries battered the squad, pressure strangled the club. Ray Kennedy was thrown into the fire and answered like a giant. 26 goals across all competitions, top scorer, Arsenal's lifeline. On May 3, 1971, at White Hart Lane, his towering header delivered the league title, snatched from their fiercest rivals, Tottenham. 5 days later, Arsenal completed the double at Wembley, beating Liverpool 2-1 in the FA Cup final. Ray's presence, steady, inevitable, helped seal it. In just a few months, the boy who was too slow became a champion. Between 1969 and 1974, Ray Kennedy made 212 appearances for Arsenal, scoring 71 goals and writing his story across North London's heart. But as the years passed, Arsenal's golden momentum faded. Mid-table finishes replaced title parades, and Ray Kennedy, still shining, would soon face a crossroads. The medals glittered, the crowds roared. But deep inside Ray Kennedy's body, a silent war had already begun. It started small. Moments of stiffness, fatigue without reason, a right arm that didn't always obey. The coaches noticed, the fans whispered. Ray's lost a step. Put on weight. Nobody knew. Not the fans, not the managers, not even Ray himself. It wasn't laziness, it wasn't arrogance, it was something darker, something cruel, already crawling silently through his nervous system. Parkinson's disease, relentless, merciless, invisible. And still, Ray Kennedy carried on, dragging a hidden weight through every sprint, every tackle, every cheer. The battle had already begun, but the world wouldn't see it for years. In 1974, another door opened. Liverpool, the sleeping giant, came calling. They paid £180,000 for Ray Kennedy, a king's ransom at the time. He signed on July 12, 1974. That same day the football world shook, Bill Shankly resigned. Ray Kennedy became more than a transfer. He became Shankly's final signature, a bridge between eras. At first, he struggled as a center forward. The goals didn't come. The pressure mounted. But Bob Paisley, the silent genius who followed Shankly, saw beyond the noise. He moved Ray Kennedy deeper into midfield, where matches are won and dynasties are built. And there, Ray Kennedy bloomed again. Precise, relentless, quietly devastating. He didn't roar, he endured. And as Ray Kennedy found his true position, Liverpool found its true, unstoppable form. From 1975 to 1982, Liverpool didn't just win. They built an empire, and Ray Kennedy was the quiet cornerstone. In 1977, Ray anchored Liverpool's midfield in the European Cup final against Borussia Mönchengladbach, a 3-1 victory that crowned Liverpool champions of Europe for the first time. 5 First Division titles, 3 European Cups, 1 UEFA Cup, 1 League Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup. Whenever Liverpool needed calm, needed a pass, needed a moment of steel, they found it in Ray Kennedy. In the 1976 UEFA Cup final, he opened the scoring against Brugge, dragging Liverpool back from the brink. In the 1981 European Cup semi-final, in Munich's famous Olympiastadion, it was Kennedy's vital away goal that shattered Bayern's hopes. And in the 1978-79 season, his thunderbolt strike against Derby County earned him the BBC goal of the season. Bob Paisley said it best. One of Liverpool's greatest players and probably the most underrated. Kevin Keegan agreed. Ray was the glue of our midfield. Without him, none of our stars would have shone as brightly. Ray Kennedy didn't chase headlines. He built legacies. In 5 golden years, he missed just 5 league games. Quiet, relentless, irreplaceable. For Liverpool, Ray Kennedy was indispensable. For England, he was invisible. In March 1976, he made his England debut, scoring against Wales in his very first match. It should have opened every door. It didn't. Despite his brilliance at club level, Ray earned just 17 caps and scored only 3 goals. Always, there was someone flashier, someone louder, someone more fashionable for the national team. Often, it was Trevor Brooking who stood in the way, favored for reasons Ray never questioned. When the 1978 World Cup approached, Ray waited for the call. It never came. By 1981, after fighting battles seen and unseen, Ray Kennedy retired from international football, quietly, with dignity. No anger, no bitterness, just another silent chapter in the story of a man who fought without fanfare. The silent enemy was no longer hiding. By the early 1980s, Ray Kennedy's battle with Parkinson's was written across every step, every stumble, every fall. Still, he fought. In 1982, he joined Swansea City, hoping to outrun the disease a little longer. But Parkinson's was relentless. In 1983, he dropped further, signing for Hartlepool United in the 4th Division. It wasn't about chasing medals anymore. It was about chasing dignity. At Hartlepool, even the smallest movements betrayed him. His hands trembled during throws. Simple runs ended with heartbreaking falls. The disease had invaded the very movements he once commanded effortlessly. Still, he showed up. Still, he fought. Still, he refused to quit. In 1984, seeking a final chance, Ray moved to Cyprus, becoming player manager at Pezoporikos. But there, the truth became undeniable. At just 33 years old, Ray Kennedy was officially diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The career that had conquered Europe was over. But Ray Kennedy's true battle was only beginning. The medals were gone, the crowds had faded, and Ray Kennedy was left to fight the hardest battle of his life in silence. His pub business failed. His marriage crumbled under the weight of a disease neither of them could stop. The medals, the proof of his triumphs, were sold one by one to pay the bills. Alone in quiet rooms, depression clawed at him. Hallucinations blurred the lines between memory and nightmare, yet even then, Ray Kennedy refused to surrender. But Ray Kennedy refused to become a victim. He became a quiet face for Parkinson's awareness, inspiring others who fought invisible battles. One day, he met another silent warrior, Muhammad Ali. Two champions, two hands trembling, two souls refusing to surrender. There were no headlines, no pity, just respect. Between two men who understood what it meant to fight without applause. Even with Parkinson's tightening its grip, Ray Kennedy still found a way to speak. In 1991, he published his story, Ray of Hope, written with Dr. Andrew Lees. It wasn't a cry for pity, it was a call for courage. In 2009, Liverpool invited him back to Anfield, the sacred ground he had once ruled. Ray hesitated. "Nobody will remember me," he said quietly. But he was wrong. On 30 November 2021, after a 37-year battle, Ray Kennedy passed away peacefully, aged 70. Arsenal and Liverpool paid tribute with banners, with silences, with tears. At Anfield, a minute's silence. At the Emirates, a simple banner that said it all: Ray Kennedy, forever a gunner. The medals may have faded, the applause may have quieted, but the fight, the grace, the spirit of Ray Kennedy never disappeared. No statue needed, no mural required. Ray Kennedy's legacy lives in every whispered story shared on terraces, in every grainy photograph of a boy who lifted giants on tired shoulders. At Arsenal, he was the heartbeat of a historic double. The quiet hammer that sealed the title at White Hart Lane. At Liverpool, he was the silent architect of a dynasty. The steady hand in a storm of trophies. But beyond the medals, beyond the goals, beyond the faded programs and forgotten chants, Ray Kennedy's greatest victory was silent. The fight to live, the fight to endure, the fight to hold your dignity when everything else is taken. Today, for those who truly know, Ray Kennedy isn't forgotten. He is immortal, not in stone, but in the very heartbeat of football itself. Subscribe if you believe that true warriors don't ask to be remembered, they are remembered because they endured.